Okay, y'all, buckle up because I need to vent about the absolute train wreck that just went down in my life. I'm still processing everything, but I gotta get this off my chest before I explode. So I've been dating this guy, let's call him Chad, because of course, for about 2 years. We met at this dive bar near UCLA where I was celebrating finishing my nursing degree. He seemed cool at first, you know? Worked in tech, drove a nice Tesla, always taking me to fancy places in Beverly Hills. Looking back, I should have seen the red flags when he spent more time taking photos of his food than actually talking to me. But hindsight's 20/20, right? Everything seemed pretty normal until about 6 months ago. I started noticing this weird pattern. Whenever we'd go out, he'd take a million photos, but somehow I was never in any of them. His Instagram was full of shots from our dates. The sunset views from Runyon Canyon, the overpriced sushi from Nobu, our weekend trips to Vegas. But it was like I was a ghost or something. I'd be cropped out, or he'd post the one photo where I happened to be in the bathroom. At first, I figured he was just private about his relationships. Some people are like that, no big deal, but then I started paying more attention. His ex was all over his old posts. This girl looked like she walked straight out of a Victoria's Secret catalog. Blonde, tall, probably wore a size 2 soaking wet. Meanwhile, there's me, 5'4", curvy, definitely not winning any modeling contracts anytime soon. Last weekend, everything came to a head. We were at this rooftop bar in downtown LA, gorgeous view of the city lights, perfect golden hour lighting. This older couple asked if we wanted them to take our photo together, and Chad actually said yes. I was shocked. Finally, right? They took this super cute picture of us, and I was feeling myself. My makeup was on point. I was wearing this killer dress from Nordstrom Rack that actually made my butt look amazing. I asked Chad to send me the photo so I could post it. He kept making excuses. His phone was dying, he'd send it later, blah, blah, blah. When we got back to my place, yeah, he was basically living with me rent-free at this point. I pressed him about it again, and that's when he dropped the bomb. Look, I just don't think you're really Instagram material, he said, not even looking up from his phone. My feed has a certain aesthetic, you know, and you're not pretty enough for the vibe I'm going for. Y'all, I cannot even describe the rage that filled my body in that moment. 2 years. 2 years of this man eating my cooking, sleeping in my bed, using my Netflix password, and he has the audacity to tell me I'm not pretty enough for his stupid Instagram? The kicker? He tried to backtrack immediately. I mean, you're pretty to me, babe, just not like social media pretty. You understand, right? It's about maintaining my brand. His brand? Sir, you're a mid-level software developer who thinks having 5,000 followers makes you an influencer. The only brand you have is the generic one from Target. I told him to get out, right then and there. He laughed at first, thinking I was joking. When he realized I was dead serious, he started with the excuses. It was late, 11 p.m., cry me a river. He was tired from work. He'd had a few drinks. Could we talk about this in the morning? Nah, I said, already pulling his clothes out of my closet and shoving them into a garbage bag. You can talk to your brand about it. I'm sure your aesthetic followers will love hearing about how you're homeless because you insulted your girlfriend's appearance. The panic in his eyes when he realized I meant business? Chef's kiss. He tried everything. Begging, apologizing, even tried to flip it and make me feel bad. You're overreacting. It's just Instagram. I love you for who you are inside. Yeah, well, the person I am inside was done. By midnight, all his stuff was in bags by the door. His precious PlayStation 5 that he played more than he talked to me? Packed. His collection of overpriced Supreme hoodies? Folded with care into a box labeled property of a shallow jerk. His fancy espresso machine that he insisted we needed but never cleaned? Wrapped in newspaper like the garbage it represented. Here's where it gets juicy. Remember how I mentioned he wasn't paying rent? Well, everything in my apartment was technically mine. So when he left for work the next morning, oh yeah, he slept on the couch and still had the nerve to ask me to make him breakfast. I did what any self-respecting woman would do. I called my cousin Maria. Maria runs an online resale business, and let me tell you, she was more than happy to help me declutter. Within 3 hours, his PS5 was listed on Facebook Marketplace. His entire sneaker collection, we're talking limited edition Jordans, off-white Nikes, the works, went up on StockX. The espresso machine sold to my neighbor for half price, because she'd always admired it. By the time Chad realized what was happening, it was too late. He started blowing up my phone around 2 p.m. when he couldn't log into his PlayStation account. Yeah, I changed all the passwords, my Wi-Fi, my rules. Then came the texts about his missing shoes, then the espresso machine. Where is my stuff? He texted in all caps. Improving someone else's aesthetic, I replied, then blocked his number. But wait, it gets better. This fool showed up at my apartment. That evening with his best friend Jake, driving Jake's beat-up Honda Civic, I might add. Guess the Tesla was leased. They were banging on my door, demanding I give back his things. My neighbor, Mrs. Rodriguez, bless her heart, threatened to call the cops if they didn't leave. She'd already been drinking wine and watching the drama unfold from her Ring camera all day. When the police actually showed up, thanks, Mrs. Rodriguez, Chad tried to explain that I'd stolen his belongings. The officer asked if he lived here. Chad said no, asked if he had receipts proving ownership. Chad couldn't provide any. Because, surprise, I'd bought most of that stuff myself, or it was gifted to us as a couple. The officer basically told him it was a civil matter and to take it to small claims court if he was that pressed about it. The look on Chad's face when he realized he had no legal recourse? Priceless. But here's the absolute best part. About an hour after the police left, I get a notification. Chad had posted on his Instagram story, you know, the one with the carefully curated aesthetic? It was a black screen, with white text that said, "Going through a tough time. Real friends know where to find me." I couldn't help myself. I made a burner account just to see what was happening. His follower count was dropping by the hour. Apparently, word had gotten out about what he'd said to me. Shout out to Jake's girlfriend, who overheard everything and immediately put him on blast in their group chat. People were commenting on his old posts calling him out for being shallow and materialistic. The carefully maintained brand he cared so much about? Crumbling faster than a Nature Valley granola bar. As I'm writing this, I just finished blocking him on every platform. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Venmo, even Spotify. No more mooching off my premium account, Chad. I changed my locks this morning and treated myself to a spa day with the money from selling his stuff. My skin is glowing, my nails are fresh, and I'm feeling more Instagram-worthy than ever. To anyone reading this who's ever been made to feel not enough by someone who's supposed to love you, whether it's about your appearance, your job, your background, whatever, please know that the problem isn't you. It's them. You deserve someone who proudly shows you off, who thinks you're the most beautiful person in every room, who wouldn't dream of hiding you from any part of their life. Chad can keep his aesthetic. I'll keep my self-respect. Peace out, Sarah. Update. Holy moly, you guys. I did not expect my post to blow up like this. My inbox is flooded, and honestly, the support from everyone has me crying actual tears. Like, good tears, though. The kind that don't mess up your mascara. First, let me address some of the comments and questions y'all had. Yes, everything I sold was legally mine. I'm not stupid. I kept receipts for everything. My dad's a paralegal and raised me right. No, I don't feel bad. Not even a little bit. He made his bed, now he can sleep in it, which is apparently Jake's lumpy futon. To everyone sharing their own stories, my heart goes out to you. We deserve better, and I'm glad we're all recognizing that. Now, for the update you've all been waiting for. So yesterday was wild. I woke up thinking things had calmed down, made myself some coffee in my apartment with my coffee maker, and settled in to answer some of these comments. Then I heard this commotion outside. I look out my window and there's Chad, standing in the parking lot with a sign. I kid you not, this man made a poster board sign that said, "Sarah, I'm sorry, please talk." To me, he was holding it up like he was in some rom-com, probably expecting me to run down there and fall into his arms or something. Instead, I did what any millennial would do. I filmed it. While I was recording from my window, some of my neighbors started gathering. Mrs. Rodriguez came out in her bathrobe with her coffee, pulled up a lawn chair, and just sat there watching like it was her morning entertainment. The college kids from 3B were openly laughing. Even Bob from maintenance stopped his rounds to see what was happening. Chad stood there for about an hour. In that time, several things happened. It started drizzling. His sign got soggy and the marker started running. The word sorry looked like it was crying, which was oddly poetic. 2. My UPS driver showed up with a package. When he saw Chad, he literally said, "Bro, is this you?" and showed him his phone. Turns out my post had made it to Twitter and this man had seen it. The secondhand embarrassment was real. Jake's girlfriend. Ashley pulled up in her Prius. Y'all remember I mentioned she was the one who exposed him in their group chat? Well, she came to collect her man's stuff that Chad had left at her place. She rolled down her window, threw a trash bag at him, yelled, "You're pathetic," and drove off. We stan Ashley in this house. Eventually, building security showed up. Tom's been working here for 5 years and he's seen some stuff, but even he looked entertained. He told Chad he needed to leave or he'd be trespassing. Chad tried to argue that he knew a tenant, me, but Tom, absolute legend, said, "Sir, Ms. Sarah has made it very clear you're not welcome here. I suggest you respect her wishes." But then, as if this wasn't embarrassing enough, Chad dropped to his knees on the wet pavement in his work clothes. This 28-year-old man was on his knees in a parking lot and he started crying. Not just a few tears, full-on ugly crying. Snot and everything. "I messed up," he wailed. "I love her. I just wanted my Instagram to look professional. Professional? Sir, you post thirst traps at the gym and pictures of your protein shakes. What professional image are we protecting here? I finally went downstairs, not to talk to him, but to tell Tom I was filing a restraining order if necessary. The moment Chad saw me, he started crawling toward me. Crawling. On his hands and knees. Baby, please, I'll delete Instagram. I'll post you everywhere. I'll make you my profile picture. Now he wants to make me his profile picture? After 2 years of being cropped out like I was Bigfoot or something? The audacity of this man. I didn't even acknowledge him. Just talked to Tom, confirmed I wanted him gone, and went back inside. But not before Mrs. Rodriguez shouted, "Mija, you can do so much better. My nephew is single and he's a doctor." The last thing I saw was security escorting Chad to his car. Well, Jake's car. Chad's Tesla got repossessed last month, which is another story entirely. He was still crying and trying to show Tom pictures on his phone, probably of us, saying, "Look how happy we were." Were we, though? Looking back, I realize I spent 2 years dimming my light for someone who thought I wasn't shiny enough for his social media. I cooked his meals, did his laundry, supported his dreams of being an entrepreneur. He sold NFTs for like a month. And what did I get? Told I wasn't pretty enough for the gram. Since I posted yesterday, I've discovered some interesting things. His ex, the Victoria's Secret-looking one, she DM'd me. Turns out he told her she was too basic for his LinkedIn network when she wanted to post about their relationship. She's now engaged to a guy who posts couple selfies daily. We're getting drinks next week. 3 other girls have reached out with similar stories. This is apparently his MO. Date women, hide them from social media, then gaslight them about it. His Instagram followers have dropped from 5K to 3.2K and counting. His latest post, a gym selfie because of course, has comments turned off after people kept calling him out. My cousin Maria made bank from selling his stuff. She sent me a Venmo payment with a caption, "Karma tax," and enough money to cover my rent this month. But here's the real tea. Last night, after the parking lot incident, I went out with my girlfriends to this karaoke bar in Koreatown. Just wanted to blow off steam, sing some T-Swift, eat some Korean fried chicken, normal Tuesday night stuff. This guy at the bar started chatting with us. Tall, genuine smile, wearing a normal t-shirt and jeans, not the usual LA uniform of designer, everything. We got to talking, and he mentioned he saw some crazy drama on Twitter about a guy getting dumped for hiding his girlfriend on Instagram. I nearly choked on my soju. That was me, I admitted. Instead of being weird about it, he laughed and said, "Good for you, that guy sounds like an idiot." Then, and this is the part that killed me, he asked if he could take a picture with us for his Instagram story. His caption? "Met the queen who's going viral for having standards. We stan." I'm not saying I'm ready to date again, this literally just happened. But it was nice to be reminded that normal, decent guys exist. Ones who don't think posting a picture with someone means risking their aesthetic. Oh, and the final update. For today, Chad texted me from a new number, I'm guessing Jake's phone. Want to know what it said? "Can you at least give me back my PS5 controller? It has sentimental value. It was a gift from my mom." I texted back, "Tell your mom she raised a shallow son. Also, I sold it to GameStop for $12. XOXO. Then I blocked that number too. We'll update again if more drama unfolds, but for now, I'm going. To enjoy my apartment, my peace, and my freedom from anyone who thinks I'm not enough exactly as I am. Still glowing. Sarah P.S. To everyone asking for the video of him crying in the parking lot, I'm saving that for a rainy day. Or his wedding. Whichever comes first. Update. All right, so remember how I said I'd update if more drama happened? Well, buckle up, Buttercup. Because the universe apparently decided my life wasn't entertaining enough already. Let me set the scene. It's Thursday afternoon. I'm at work at Cedars-Sinai. Yeah, I'm a nurse, forgot to mention that in my original post. Just finished a 12-hour shift, dead on my feet, dreaming of my couch and some Thai takeout from that place on Melrose. I'm walking to my car when I see a familiar Tesla in the visitor parking. My first thought? This hospital has thousands of employees, it's probably just a similar car. Then I saw the license plate. Tech bro. I wish I was making this up. I tried to quickly get to my car, but of course, Chad emerged from the shadows like some kind of parking garage vampire. But he wasn't alone. Oh no. This man brought reinforcements. Standing there was his mother. The mother who allegedly gave him that PS5 controller with sentimental value. She was wearing what I can only describe as wealthy suburban mom chic. Lululemon everything. Designer sunglasses even though we were in a parking garage. And a face that's had more work done than the 405 freeway. "Sarah," she started, in that fake sweet voice that reminded me of expired honey. "I think there's been a misunderstanding." A misunderstanding? "Ma'am, your son told me I wasn't pretty enough for Instagram. What exactly am I misunderstanding here? But wait, it gets worse. She pulls out her phone and starts scrolling through her Instagram. Look, she says. I post pictures of Chad's brother's girlfriend all the time. She's lovely. Very photogenic. I looked at the photos. The brother's girlfriend looked like she could be Margot Robbie's stunt double. Tall, blonde, wearing size 00 designer everything. I looked back at Chad's mom, then at Chad, who was standing there like a child who'd been dragged to the principal's office. Are you seriously showing me this as an example of why your son should have posted pictures of me? I asked. She had the audacity to say, well, you have to understand, our family has an image to maintain. Chad's father is a partner at his firm. We can't have just anyone associated with our name on social media. Just anyone? Y'all, I'm a registered nurse. I have a bachelor's degree. I save lives for a living. But apparently, I'm not good enough for the gram because I don't look like I stepped out of a Revolve catalog. I was about to go full Real Housewives on both of them when security approached. Turns out you need a visitor pass to be in the parking garage, and neither of them had one. As security was escorting them out, Chad's mom turned and said, I'll have my lawyer contact you about the stolen property. Great, I called back. I'll have my lawyer contact you about the 2 years of unpaid rent and utilities your son owes me. That shut her up real quick. But here's where the story takes a turn I didn't see coming. Remember the guy from the karaoke bar? His name's Marcus, and we'd exchange numbers. He texted me right after the parking garage incident asking if I wanted to grab coffee because he was in the area. I was like, universe, your timing is impeccable. We met at this cute cafe on 3rd Street. I was still in my scrubs, hair in a messy bun, probably smelling like hospital and stress. And you know what? He didn't care. He asked about my day, listened to me vent about the parking garage drama, and then said something that hit different. You know what's wild? My ex used to hide me from her social media too. Said I wasn't aesthetic enough because I'm in construction and don't wear suits to work. I nearly spit out my oat milk latte. Wait, you were hidden? But you're... I gestured. Vaguely at his everything. He laughed. Yeah, apparently work boots and flannel don't photograph well next to her boutique fitness instructor vibe. It messed with my head for a while. Made me feel like I needed to change everything about myself. We talked for 3 hours. This man owns his own construction company, volunteers with Habitat for Humanity, has a rescue pit bull named Waffles, and he's getting his MBA at night school. But his ex thought he wasn't good enough for her curated feed because he checks notes, works with his hands for a living. The kicker? He showed me his Instagram. It's mostly pictures of job sites, his dog, and gasp actual candid shots with friends and family. No filters, no aesthetic, just real life. I post what makes me happy, he said. If someone doesn't like it, they can keep scrolling. We ended up getting dinner. He suggested this bomb Vietnamese place in Little Saigon, and when the check came, he paid without making it weird or expecting anything in return. Just, I asked you out, I got this. At the end of the night, he walked me to my car. No pressure, no weird energy, just, thanks for spending your evening with me. I know you've been through a lot lately. Then, and this is the part that really got me, he asked if he could post a picture of us from dinner on his story. Nothing staged, just a casual selfie we'd taken while laughing about something. His caption? Great conversation with an amazing person. Sometimes the best nights are the unexpected ones. I'm not saying I'm falling for this guy after one date. I just got out of a toxic relationship. But it's wild how different it feels to spend time with someone who's secure enough to just be themselves, you know? No image to maintain, no brand to protect, just genuine human connection. Meanwhile, Chad has apparently been spiraling. According to the group chat, Ashley keeps us updated because she's a real one. He's been, 1, posting motivational quotes about growth and learning from mistakes. Starting to follow a bunch of self-help influencers. Commenting on his own old posts with things like missing better days. Creating a TikTok where he posted a video called I Messed Up. It has 23 views and 0 likes. Jake's girlfriend also informed us that Chad's been sleeping on their couch and Jake is over it. Apparently, Chad keeps trying to give relationship advice to Jake and Ashley. The same man who hid his girlfriend from social media for 2 years is now trying to counsel others on healthy relationships. The lack of self-awareness is astronomical. Oh, and about his mom's lawyer threat? My dad, the paralegal, laughed when I told him. What are they going to do? Sue you for selling abandoned property? After he lived rent-free for months? Please. Ashley helped me draft a letter itemizing everything Chad owes me. 6 months of rent, 9,000 utilities, 1,200 groceries, approximately 2,400 Netflix, Spotify, gym membership he used under my accounts, 500 emotional labor. Priceless, total, $1,100, not including the emotional labor. We haven't sent it yet, but it's ready if they want to play the legal card. The funniest part of all this? My Instagram follower count has somehow jumped from 800 to 15K since this started. I've been getting DMs from people sharing their own stories about toxic relationships, thanking me for standing up for myself, asking for advice. Someone even started a hashtag. Plier not pretty. Enough for IG. I haven't posted anything about the drama myself. I'm not trying to become an influencer or anything. But I did post one thing yesterday. A simple selfie in my scrubs after a long shift. No makeup, hair a mess, looking tired but satisfied. The caption, "This is what saving lives looks like. Aesthetic enough for me." Marcus was the first to like it. Chad viewed my story but didn't react. His mom blocked me. And honestly, that tells me everything I need to know about which opinion matters. We'll update again if anything else happens. But for now, I'm focusing on work, my friends, and figuring out what I want next. And maybe seeing where things go with a certain construction company owner who thinks I'm worth posting about exactly as I am. Living my best unfiltered life. Sarah P.S. To everyone asking about the karaoke bar guy, our Marcus situation, we're taking it slow. I'm not jumping from one relationship to another, but it's nice to be reminded that good people exist. Also, his dog Waffles is adorable, and I may or may not have already planned our first playdate with my friend's golden doodle. Sue me, final update, quick update because y'all have been so supportive and deserve to know how this saga ends. It's been a week since everything went down, and life is actually peaceful? Who knew that was possible? Chad officially moved to San Diego to stay with his parents. According to the group chat, his mom is making him work at his dad's law firm as a clerk until he gets his priorities straight. The Instagram influencer dream? Dead in the water. His last post was 3 days ago, a sunset pic with the caption, "New Beginnings." It has 47 likes. Jake and Ashley are thriving without him as their third wheel. They sent me a thank you card for liberating their couch with a Starbucks gift card inside. Good people. Marcus and I went on our second date, hiking in Griffith Park with our dogs. Waffles and my friend's golden doodle are basically best friends now. He posted a video of the dogs playing with the caption, "Sunday hikes with good company." I'm in the background laughing at something. No discussion about whether I was aesthetic enough. Just normal. It's nice. Work's been great. Turns out one of the doctors follows me now and asked if I wanted to help with a presentation about social media's impact on self-esteem. The universe has a sense of humor. But here's the real closure. Chad sent one final text yesterday. Not asking for his stuff back. Not threatening lawyers. Just, "I'm sorry. You deserved better. I need to work on myself." I didn't respond. Sometimes silence is the best closure. To everyone who's messaged me, you're beautiful, worthy, and enough. Exactly as you are. Don't let anyone dim your light because it doesn't fit their aesthetic. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a life to live. Unfiltered and unapologetic. This is Sarah, signing off.